Hello friends, today we are going to study BCG Matrix and strategies which we can formulate from BCG Matrix with examples in detail. The general purpose of the analysis is to help understand what brand should the company invest in and which ones should they get rid of. The BCG Matrix is a framework created by the Boston Consultancy Group in 1970 to assess the strategic position of the business brand portfolio and its potential. The BCG Matrix compares several businesses in an organization's portfolio based on relative market share and market growth rate. Number 1. Relative market share. Relative market share is determined by the proportion of a company's market share in terms of unit volume compared to the market share of its biggest rival. For example, if your competitor's market share in the auto industry was 25% and your company's brand market share was 10% in the same year, then your company's relative market share would be only 0.4. Number 2. Market growth rate. Market growth rate is the rate of growth of the market during the previous year in relation to the growth of the economy as a whole. The cutoff point is generally chosen at around 10% per year. For example, if Samsung were operating in an industry where the market grows 12% per year on average, the market growth rate would be considered high. These two dimensions reveal the probable profitability of the business portfolio in terms of the cash required to support that unit and cash generated by it. The combination of high and low market share and the high and low business growth rate provides the following 4 categories for a corporate portfolio: stars, cash cows, question marks, dogs. Number 1. Star. Star are leaders in business. These products have rapid growth and dominant market share. However, they required heavy investment to maintain their position and their large market share. In addition, the stars lead to a large amount of cash generation and cash consumption. Therefore, an attempt should be made to maintain market share and support further growth. Otherwise, a star will become a cash cow. An example of a product that can be considered as star in the BCG matrix is the Philips LED lamp. Number 2. Cash cow. The cash cow category represents companies with a large market share in a mature and slow growing sector. Companies in this category generally follow stability strategies. In addition, these companies required little investment and generate cash that can be used for investment in other business units. However, when cash cow lose their appeal and advance towards decline, a policy of retrenchment can be followed. For example, the iPhone is Apple's cash cow. Apple's return on asset is much higher than its market growth rate. As a result, Apple may invest the excess cash generated by the iPhone in other projects or products. Number 3. The question mark. The question marks in the BCG matrix are products for which the future is not entirely certain. Market growth is high, but market share is low. The company must make the choice: invest in marketing and try to make the product a star, or let the product flow to become a dog, or in other words, stop investing and even stop the product in the future. Fanta, a Coca-Cola product, is an example in which business units can be seen as a question mark, as the brand has not been able to gain widespread popularity similar to Coca-Cola. Number 4. Dogs. The dogs in the BCG matrix are products at the end of the product life cycle, or products that had to compete against the competition. Margins are low, market share is low, and the market barely grows or even shrinks. The company will no longer invest in marketing. Many companies choose not to produce the product. Diet Coke, a Coca-Cola product, is an example of dog. It was launched with the aim of offering consumers relatively healthier beverage option in terms of calories consumed. However, the brand failed to attract customer interest, which led to a drop in sales for this business unit. From BCG Matrix, following 4 basic strategies can be formulated while building a balanced portfolio. Build, hold, harvest, divest. Number 1. Build. Invest heavily in stars. High market shares and high industry growth means a greater likelihood of future success. For example, in addition to its high market share, Instagram is also currently the fastest growing strategic business unit owned by Facebook and doubled its user base to 700 million monthly active user in 2 years. Number 2. Hold. Keep the cash cow because they provide resources for future growth and investment in wildcats and stars. Here, the company invests just enough to keep their current condition. For example, Apple's MacBook has consistent market share and steady revenue, which make it cash cow for the company. Number 3. Harvest. Here, the company reduces the amount of investment in order to maximize cash flows and short-term profits. Harvesting is also used for ? Where there seem to be few real opportunists to turn them into dogs and stars. For example, WhatsApp growth rate has been more or less maximized. With few competitors, investment in WhatsApp are considered unnecessary. Number 4. Divest. Here, the attempt is to get rid of the dogs and use the company's capital to invest in stars and ? For example, since almost everyone uses WhatsApp, an additional application like Messenger seems unnecessary. Facebook may consider divesting Messenger due to its low growth rate and low market share, making it a dog. The BCG model helps in strategic planning, but like any other marketing model, it works in some situations and in others. It helps companies to access which product needs to be promoted to generate revenue and which one needs to be discontinued. In short, BCG model gives a true picture of how marketing efforts will affect business overall cash flows. Friends, thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, then please subscribe to my channel Management by Dr. Mitul Dhimar and share my videos. Thank you.